Okay, here's your practical exercise. It's called the Coordination Audit. You've put the effort to coordinate around your pace point, but how do you know if it's actually working? Let me tell you what signs to look for, because the signs of a successful coordination effort show up in 3 very distinct ways. First, the numbers don't lie. When coordination is working, you'll see your overall throughput increase. I'm talking about completing more work, not just starting more projects. You'll notice less stuff is sitting around waiting to be processed. Your lead times will become predictable enough that you can actually tell your customers when things will be done with confidence. And here's a big one. Quality improves because you're working on fewer things at the same time, which allows you to create fewer mistakes and generate less rework, of which both lead to happier customers. But the numbers are still just part of the story. You'll also start seeing behavioral changes in how people actually work. The most telling sign? People naturally start asking, how does this affect our pace point? Before they make decisions. It becomes part of their thinking process, not something they have to be reminded to do. You'll see cross-functional collaboration increase without anyone being forced to do it. Departments that used to barely talk to each other start working together because it just makes sense. Conflicts between departments decrease because with everyone rowing in the same direction, the boat actually goes somewhere, and people start taking ownership of the system performance, not just their individual piece of the puzzle. The deepest changes happen at the cultural level, and these are the ones that really stick. Conversations shift from individual productivity to flow. Success stories start emphasizing teamwork instead of heroic individuals putting out fires. But most importantly, people feel connected to these business results. And when people feel that connection, incredible things happen. Here's the key though. You don't need to see all of these immediately. Pick 2 or 3 indicators that matter most to your situation and track those. Don't overwhelm yourself with metrics. Focus on the ones that tell your coordination is actually happening. Coordination is where the magic happens in operational physics. It's where individual improvements become system transformation. Here are a couple things to remember. Don't forget to address all 3 levels of coordination: workflow, resource, cultural. Expect resistance and plan for it. Don't look at this resistance as a bad thing. It's just the natural reaction to not fully understanding the change. As the ProSci organization teaches, address their awareness of the change. Help them craft a desire for the change. Provide them with a knowledge of how to change. Give them the ability to implement these skills and behaviors, and create reinforcement to sustain the change. These are the concepts and principles of change management. Next, start small and build momentum, but always be thinking systematically. Measure what matters most for system performance, and don't go crazy on how many metrics you're going to watch, because the more you have to look at, the harder it is to focus. Be a little patient. Cultural change takes time. When organizations master coordination, they don't just improve their performance, they transform their entire way of working. They become more agile, more resilient, and more capable of sustained growth. Until then, remember, when you coordinate around your pace point, you've got a real chance to transform your entire organization for success. Have you been having operations problems? You're in the right place. Follow me so you don't miss anything.